Just shoot for the stars. If it feels right, then aim for my heart. If you feel like it, take me away and make it okay. I swear I'll behave.
We want to point out that someone here tonight is going to win a $10,000 shopping spree at Bayshore Center.
I had the great honor of meeting Oprah just a few minutes ago, and I'm never going to wash my hand again, but let me tell you, I said, how do you get 16,000 people to come out and see you? I can't get 16 people to City Council to see me. And she said one word, prizes.
Woo! Look at you. Look at you up there. My. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. You have a manuscript. I can't take it now. I can't take it now. Somebody take his manuscript for me. I love that. I have my George, take the man's manuscript. Thank you, George. That's a first. Usually people wait to get to know me a little, sir. But thank you. Thank you, thank you. Have a seat, Ottawa. I just love saying, I'm going to Ottawa. And you all will be the only people who can say, we saw Oprah in Ottawa. I can't believe you all came out here. Everybody told me it was going to be springtime. And then today they started saying that thing. Well, last year at this time, this guy says to me, I've been golfing at least 3 times last year at this time. Anyway, I'm just grateful that there's no snow everywhere on the ground. So thank you. You all don't know. You all know. I'm just amazed. I saw you all coming in. You do look like springtime. Thank you for bathing, showering, and showing up. I know, I was saying to the group earlier, I know how hard that is just to get yourself pulled together and to get yourself in the seat. And I feel honored by your presence here tonight. I hope you know, honored by your presence. You honor me by being in that seat. So I met some people backstage and they were all like, we don't know what to do for you. I go, you sitting in a seat, that's it. I am deeply appreciative. You all know I don't sing or dance, right? There will be no special tricks, just you and me. And so the real question is, why are you here? I don't know. Thank you. The ultimate question that you get to answer with every action, thought, and feeling in your life, that's a big question, more than why you're here in this seat. I'll tell you why I'm here. Since I was a little girl, I have asked God, universal energy, all that is, to use me. And in doing that, I've led a really big life, and learned a lot of lessons. And part of the living of my life, I knew early on that my life would get bigger if I could share what I had, if I could share what I had, if I could share what I had, if I could give it away. And if I can leave you with a couple of life lessons tonight that open the space for you to be, not just have your best life, but to reach the highest potential for yourself as a human being, which is what we all are really looking for. Whether you can articulate that for yourself or not, what you really, really, really want is that when you take your last breath, you have blown it out. You say, I have done that earth thing. I have fulfilled the highest fullest expression of myself as a human being. And what I know is your life is your art. You every day get to paint on the canvas that is your life. And things happen. You have shadows and lights, and you get to erase some things and paint over some things as the years go by. You get to add more vibrancy and bring things into focus. You get to keep defining, building, excavating, and evolving yourself. That's what I want for you. That's what I want. I want for every day for you to wake up and you be able to answer that question of, why am I here? Well, the real truth is you've been called. We've all been called, and there isn't a person on earth who hasn't been called, and that their being here, their presence here, doesn't mean something. And the truth is, it doesn't matter how you got here, whether you were planned. You know, I love it when I see people who are so excited about being pregnant, because I know that when I came into the world, nobody was excited about it. It doesn't matter if you were wanted, your parents waited so long for you. Oh my God, it's a boy. Wait, we're having a girl. It does not matter, because if you are here, if you are breathing, you've been called, bought from the ether, from your father's seed and your mother's womb, little sperm. Just think about that for a moment. Thousands of them, all going for the egg. And the one that made it became you, so that you could be here on earth, living and thriving and serving. So, you are born with a character. This is the truth. You are born with a character. It is given as a gift, as the old stories say, from the guardians upon your birth. Each person enters the world called, says James Hillman of the Soul's Code. I came by way of the Natchez Trace Parkway in Kosciuszko, Mississippi. Oprah. It was really Orpa, but nobody knew how to spell it, and the P got put before the R on the birth certificate, so then it became, I guess it's Oprah. Nobody really wanted me, but they kept me because that was a part of the calling. Born in 1954, conceived in the spring of 1953, which was the age of the poodle skirt. My mother liked to wear them. That is not my mother. But some of you are old enough to remember the poodle skirt. They were hand-me-downs from the white lady that my grandmother worked for. And when you moved, those of you who remember this era, the skirt apparently swirled with you. And my father said, he actually said this to me when I said, how did you all meet and how did I come to be? He said, your mother was wearing that poodle skirt. And I wanted to see what was up under there, making it swirl and twirl around so much. And so I asked her out that day, and they ended up stopping under an oak tree. Sorry she was so easy that day, but she apparently had been wanting him to look under the poodle skirt for a while. And believe it or not, that was the one time they were ever together. That was the one time they were ever together. Ever. So I have a lot to be thankful for. 1953 fashion, thank you, Lord, for the poodle skirt. Might have not have been here. But I ask you, could life be so carelessly fated? Of course not. There is a calling on all of our lives. And our job, your real job, I know how many of you came from work today? You went to work and bless you. The real job, regardless of what you do for a living, is to understand what the calling is and to hear that and to know it and then to honor it. And at an early age, I started to hear it. And everybody, at some point in time, you hear it. And lots of people say to me, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what the calling is. You can't hear it if you let the noise of the world try to tell you what you're supposed to be doing. You can't hear it until you are silent enough within yourself to hear what it is. I heard it at a really early age, about 4 years old, standing on the back porch watching my grandmother hang clothes on the line. Some of you have heard me tell this story before. I remember hearing my grandmother distinctly say, Oprah Gail, you better watch me now, girl, because you're going to have to learn how to do this one day for yourself, hanging these clothes on the line. And I'm standing there watching her, and inside myself, this is how you know it, you got to be still. Inside myself, as I'm watching her, and I could see the breath, because it's cold outside, and we didn't have running water or electricity, so this was like back in the Little House of the Prairie days, when you are boiling the clothes in a big pot, hanging them on the line. So I'm watching her, and she says, keep watching me, because one day you're going to have to learn how to do this for yourself. Inside myself, that's the first time I actually recall that spirit of intuition. Some people call it the voice of God. Some people call it intuition. Some people call it, following your heart. The little voice said to me, no, you're not. No, you're not. And more than a voice, it's a feeling that says, this will not be my life. But I'm not going to tell my grandmother that. That little voice, I've been listening to that little voice my whole life. It is the emotional GPS, I call it my guidance system. It's instinct, from Mississippi to Nashville to Chicago to Ottawa.